Just last Friday, I was sat here talking about two new Danish wonder kids. I was excited, they looked amazing, and then they didn't get work permits. Yep, Monster and Ghoul. The fun we could have had with their names, the nicknames that could have been born, they're never going to happen because they didn't get work permits. And then, unlike a lot of the other players where I've been able to sweet talk them into joining, they decided they preferred things over at Nordsjælland in Denmark. And bizarrely, I can't really say I blame them. Anyway, we're back with part of Prem. Two big games today. We're kicking off the week in style. Forest Green, Charlton. Let's try and focus on the positives. PMA Jack, positive mental attitude. Let's do this. Yes, folks, how is it going? And welcome back to Park to Prem with FC United. Today it is the start of a new week. It is I was about to say the start of a new season, but it's just not. We're back in the same season, but just as a little reminder as to how things look right now, we are second in the league. We are 1 point behind Forest Green, who we are going to be playing in today's first game. And then today we are also going to do the game against Charlton, which isn't for a few games. It's a bit of a weird episode today. Originally, we did have more than just the one game scheduled between Wigan and this game today. Of course, Wigan was the game we finished Friday with. However, the game got rained off. Our stadium constantly has issues with flooding, and I don't know why it does. I assume it is just how Broadhurst Park is in real life. Any FC United fans, please let me know. But yeah, this ground, I mean, we do get a lot of games called off. Apparently the pitch condition is poor. Apparently the drainage is even worse. It's been a little while since I've shown the highlights for a game, but you know what? This one against Coventry, it deserves the highlights. Now, of course, we've been on a fine run of form, and when we took on Coventry earlier on in the year in a live com, we went 2 goals down and then fought back. In this game, we were in cruise control to begin with. Stephen Gold got us a great opener. We then scored another from a failed, a corner that failed to be cleared. Booty put it in. Duffy hammered it home from point-blank range. And 2-0 up at the break. I was feeling good. I was feeling great. I'm sat thinking in the back of my head, well, Coventry were beating us 2-0 at half-time and they lost 3-2. So we need to keep switched on. So when Gold scored 4 minutes into the half, I was happy as Larry. However, things never go to plan, do they? Things are never that plain sailing. And while Coventry got the first of 3 goals. Yeah, I mean, you can see the score in the top left, so you know where this is going, but it was a crazy end to the game. This is the 87th minute, where they're about to make it 3-2. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh, no, Football Manager, don't do this. We cannot give up a 3-goal lead. And then they scored again. Yeah, I was freaking out at this point. I did actually make tactical changes. 2 goals conceded in 2 minutes. I went back on the attack. And then this happened in the 94th minute. From 3-0 up to 3-3, Stephen Gold rolled up, squeezed it into the bottom corner with all 5 of that finishing. I don't know what, in case you don't know how many 5 is the number of fingers I have. He got a hat-trick. We won 4-3. It was never in doubt. So with that win, it was kind of big, actually. If we'd drawn this game, we could have been down, really looking at Charlton over our shoulders and knowing that Forest Green are a little out of reach. However, as things stand, 2 wins today, and I feel like we're then the team favourites to get promoted. He says, knowing that it's never as simple as that. We've got Forest Green. We have then got Rotherham, Crewe, and Bristol kind of in between. Bristol Rovers, I should say. I don't want the Bristol City fans coming after me, but we're going to do those 3 games off camera, and then that Charlton game away from home looms. With regards to team news going into this first game against Forest Green, we're in a great spot. We're pretty much at full strength, and everyone in the team, for the most part, is just playing really, really well lately. So no changes needed. Thomas Sang is coming back from a little injury, but didn't even need to do a fitness test, so he is going to play at right back. And the rest of the team just remains largely unchanged. We've been in good form. Of course, it's not been that long since we were last here, and despite a little bit of a wobble, shall we say, against Coventry, I do want to keep faith in these players. Ultimately, we did get the win at the end of the day. It might not have been the way I wanted to beat Coventry, considering we were 3-0 up, but we got the 3 points, and well, we know that this game is big here. Last time we took on Forest Green, I want to say we drew 1-1. I feel like they gave us a tricky little game. I remember complaining about their kit, and I'm going to complain about it again because it still looks horrific today. But yeah, hopefully we can get a good result. Soul is on a bucking already. I hate it. By the way, over in the Charlton game, they are 2-1 up in their game, so a win here could be critical for either side as we break through, and oh my god, Stephen Gold has actually curved the ball into the bottom corner. 5 finishing, and then he should have headbutted the corner flag. The man's a nutter. I mean, we've taken the lead here. It's the first highlight of the game. Nothing has happened inside the first half an hour, and ultimately it's a goal kick that's not really dealt with. Gold gets in behind, and then, I'll be honest, the amount of curve on that finish is outrageous for a man with his ability. We make it 1-0. That is, well, that's the best first highlight we could have asked for. So at the break here, one highlight, one goal. I mean, you can see the XG story here. It's not really been a classic. Forest Green yet to have a shot on target. We're having a lot of the ball, completing more passes, creating a decent number of shots, just no real highlight-worthy opportunities. But hopefully into the second half, we can keep this going. Stephen Gold in possession at the halfway line, gets dispossessed by Moore, and now Forest Green might have a little bit of a break here. There's a man on the overlap for them. They're going to dink it over to Hughes. He crosses it in, and that is not far over the crossbar. They did nothing in the first half. In the second half, a minute in, they're having a chance like that. I'll tell you what, this has been a really, really weird game. Charlton are 3-1 up in their match. As things stand, they are going to leapfrog over Forest Green, and suddenly ourselves and Charlton look really, really good in the league as things stand. Looking at our team, I feel like we do need to make some changes. O'Donnell hasn't been amazing today. To be honest, neither has Butterworth and neither has Nesbitt. I'm going to keep faith in Butterworth, but I'm actually going to bring in Louis Maitland. I feel like he's chipped in with some really important goals for us this year, and this does feel like the kind of game where we might still need another goal. So he's the man we're putting faith in. 15 minutes left in this game. I'll be honest, it's not been a classic, but I'm kind of okay with that. Every so often, you need to have one of those wins where it's just a boring 1-0 or boring 2-0. Duffy, you should have made it 2-0. He still could make it 2-0. He had two chances, he bottled them both, and now they've got a free kick. Nothing's happened in the first 80 minutes. Suddenly, it's bursting into life. Bahari hits it. Free kick just over the crossbar. The away fans showing their appreciation behind the goal. One last shout of encourage for us here. 3 minutes left. They are committing a lot of men forward. Forest Green desperate to get a goal here. They know that they can't afford to lose this game. Even a draw is really not ideal for them. But beggars can't be choosers in their scenario. Can we see out maybe one or two last attacks? Regan Booty, no nonsense by him passing it back, but the clearance by McDonald's poor. And we've gifted them a chance. I mean, should Booty have given it back to McDonald there? Should McDonald have kicked it harder and kicked it further? I think the answer to the Booty one is he probably just should put it out. And I think the answer to the McDonald one is he should be capable of kicking it further than that, even on his weaker foot. It finds the top corner. Forest Green score. And it's 1-1. It's 1-1. And whilst that's not... It's not a disastrous result. It's not a disastrous... Let's be positive. It's not a disastrous result. But I think that does move us outside the top three. In fact, it doesn't. We're ahead of Charlton on goal difference. We have still got the 2 games in hand, so it is still kind of in our own hands, our fate. But a win here would have been quite nice, wouldn't it? I mean, let's look at the positives. 10 games unbeaten. I think that's a little bit of a positive, right? What I will say is, of those 10 games unbeaten, 5 of them have been draws. We've been dropping a few too many points. Realistically, we could have probably pulled a little bit further ahead of the table towards the top. It's definitely been a season where there's no real kind of standout performing team. With 11 games left of the season, we're still in a good position, but I know that we have got some tricky games coming up, and I, of course, know that Charlton loom for us. In the meantime, in the intermission, I'm going to go away and play Rotherham, Crewe, and Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers in 11th, perhaps the most difficult of the games. Looking at the league table, both that Rotherham and Crewe game, we should be looking to win. They are not particularly great teams. They are teams that should be there for the taking. Football managers never like that, though. I want to get into some more matches. I'm going to join you for the Charlton game in just a moment. It could be a huge one at the top of the table. You're not going to want to miss it. Okay, folks, we are back. Game number 2. We're taking on Charlton. You know what we need to do. That's a win. That is what we need to do, because we didn't manage to do that in all 3 games in between this game and the Forest Green match. Of course, the draw against Forest Green, bit of a kick in the gonads, that late equaliser, but we were looking to crack on, and crack on we did. We beat Rotherham 2-1 away from home. It did take them to have a man sent off for us to really get going in this game, but nevertheless, we did deserve to win the game on balance. Duffy, by the way, looking exceptional. He's been a bit of a revelation this year. 14 goals, 7 assists in 26 games. He's been really, really important, I suppose, to how we play when we are on the attack. In this game, he was at his best. And well, into the next game against Crewe, Grant Nesbitt was at his best. We won this one 4-1. As you can see here, the 23-year-old continuing to develop, which is something we love to see. 25 goals last year in League 2, 21 already for the year in League 1. Pretty good chance he will surpass last year's total. And also, 14 assists this year. He has really turned into a bit of a provider up front, which is an unexpected career change for him. He's always been kind of the selfish forward, the forward who doesn't really look to square the ball. And despite all the one-on-ones he has missed in live comms, and believe me, there's been a lot. I mean, you can see here he's underperforming his XG a little bit. He did look good in that game there. Unfortunately, against Bristol Rovers, I had to rotate the team because the fixture pile-up was really catching up with us, and we just didn't look very good. Look, I put faith in the B team. Did the B team kind of repay my faith? No. We lost 3-2. We were 2-1 up at the break against the run of play, it has to be said. You can see here the XG story. Weird game. They took the lead with pretty much the first highlight. We fought back and got to 2-1 at the break, despite being second best. Immediately into the second half, they scored. And then from there, as you can see here, there was a limited number of chances. Both teams really went on the attack. It was a game where no one wanted to draw. Unfortunately for us, Cameron Archer scored with pretty much the last chance of the game. So a defeat is, well, weird because it wasn't really planned. If we look at the league table, it's very, very close. Ourselves and Charlton have played one of our 2 games in hand. It's worth noting, of course, we are playing against one another here in this game. The loser of this match basically drops down into 3rd and is going to be in a little bit of trouble. They're going to be looking ahead, looking at other teams to slip up. So this is going to be tough. When we last met them, just as a little reminder, we lost 2-0. That was on the opening day of the season. We didn't really know what to expect then. We didn't know what the season would have in store. And well, it's fair to say that we are surpassing all expectations this year. If we just look at our league history, bit of a wobbly start, but once we've got going, we really have. As for kind of Charlton, you can see here, they've just been top of the pile for a very, very long time. In fact, this game week, if we beat them, would be the first game week they are in 3rd since the second game week of the season. So I am fully aware this is a big game. It's a difficult game. Unfortunately for us, bit of injury news. An injury that I really wish we didn't have to deal with. Regan Booty, our star left back, a man with double figures for assists this year as a defender, has got a hip injury and is out for pretty much the rest of the season. 3 months he could be out for. That is a massive, massive blow. And of all the positions, left back is the one where I'm not overly convinced by our strength in depth. Ryan Haynes is the man who I've elected to bring in to replace Regan Booty, a man who has already announced he's retiring at the end of the season. So clearly his head's in the game. Going to be hoping that Ryan can do the business for us. He is kind of in a weird way similar to Booty in terms of he's not very good defensively and he's good creatively. In fact, when you look at the polygon, they're just the same player. Corporate wants you to be able to tell the difference between the two of them. But yeah, hopefully Ryan's going to be able to step up and fill Regan Booty's boots. It is going to be a tricky one though. Elsewhere in the team, we are at full strength. We rotated the team against Bristol Rovers, which means coming into this one, there isn't really much of a fitness concern anywhere. I knew this was the big game. This feels like a 6-pointer. As I said, whoever loses this game, they can kind of wave goodbye to any control of their fate this year. So I'm hoping for our sakes, we are going to be able to get a win. I desperately want to avoid the playoffs because League One playoffs are tough. I mean, playoffs in general just feel like a bit of a lottery, and especially when you're the team that's done really well throughout the season. You've been in and amongst the automatic promotion spots, and then you drop down at the end. There is just nothing worse. I feel like it's such a mental setback for the players. It can really impact player morale and make the end to the season difficult. And, well, as a result, I don't want to be in that situation. I'm hoping we'll be able to do some defending here. Of course, we are in our yellow kit as the away team here. Charlton beat us 2-0 when we were at home, but we could catch them out here because Nesbitt gets in behind. Can he finish a one-on-one? He can finish a one-on-one. Miracles can happen, folks. Ryan Nesbitt sneaks in from absolutely nowhere. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Haynes, the left-back, with the assist. Charlton committing men forward on the overlap, but the ball was given away. Haynes just lumps it clear. It's a bit like a rugby move, that. Just kick it and chase after the ball. Nesbitt takes down the ball well, goes round the goalkeeper, finishes it. I love that from Nesbitt. Round the keeper, lovely finish. We make it 1-0. Everyone relax, it's going to be fine. If we win this game, by the way, we go top of the table. Didn't want to say that too loudly, but that is a possibility. Of course, lots of football still to be played, and Charlton could be on the attack here, or maybe, just maybe, they're going to underestimate us again. It's disrespectful. They commit men forward. We catch them on the break. Stephen Gold hits it just over the crossbar. A chance for him there to make it 2-0. It was a golden opportunity. Twice we've caught Charlton out as they look to commit men up the field. And twice, well, not twice. I was about to say twice we've squandered opportunities. We took one of the opportunities. We've squandered the second. 35 minutes gone here. Charlton having a lot of the ball, but not creating a great deal with it, it feels like. We kind of win the ball and then look to get it forward quickly and catch them out on the break. I do feel like as a lower rep team, it almost benefits us. Teams underestimate us. They don't show us respect. And so going forward, we can score goals. I thought for a second we were going to score a second there. Duffy's effort just wide of the post. 5 minutes left of the half. It is all action compared to the Forest Green game. I feel like the Forest Green game was kind of a stroll in the park. This is like a marathon at the moment. It's all action. It's non-stop. We're on the attack. Nesbitt's through. And Neblet, his evil, like, what would you call it? Nemesis? Neblet? Nesbitt. It's his like cartoon nemesis, isn't it? Is nemesis a word? Doesn't sound right. Anyway, the goalkeeper's made a good save. That's the long and short of it. It's like his evil twin. I don't know where I'm going with this. Shall we stop? Shall we stop this tangent? We probably should have done 2 seconds ago. At the break in this game, 1 goal to the good. Charlton haven't created a lot. We've caught them out on the counter, it feels like, on a few occasions. Maybe going to live to regret the fact that we've only managed to score the 1 goal. But we have to be very, very happy. They beat us when we were the home side at the start of the season, first game of the season. Right now, it feels like maybe we can get one over on them. And well, Stevie Gold, he's getting in behind. He's using the little bit of pace he has. Can he finish it? I mean, if that goes in, I just walk away. I just get up and stand up and walk away. 5 finishing is just a lie at that point. He has missed the chance, but we might have another because O'Donnell is bursting through forward and he now hits it wide. This does feel like one of those games where we're creating so many chances and playing so well, but we're not scoring. And it's inevitable they will just go up the other end and score in a second. Don't actually do it though, Football Manager. Don't actually do it. Perrington for them on the far side. McDonald and Perrington, little bit of interplay. Now with Smith. Perrington whips it towards Kirk at the back post. Haynes, though, gets it away from danger. Haynes has been thrown in at the deep end, but for now at least he's been treading water. He's been doing okay, the left back. Might still be some defending to be done here, though, because Perrington has possession. Smith on the left-hand side. Back to Perrington. We're very, very organised. Plenty of men behind the ball, but we've been caught out there by a defence-splitting pass. They've hit the post. It wouldn't have counted. It would have been offside, but that is a warning. That is a warning that we need to be wary here. Charlton have quality. Well, they could be on the attack here again. Ball is plucked out the air by McDonald. We'll hope that this time he can kick it further than against Forest Green. In fact, he goes short, which is perfectly fine, really. Let's just keep hold of the ball. No messing around. Haynes with it. Back to Butterworth. Pass and move. Let's get a second goal. Let me enjoy the last 20 minutes or so of this game. Nesbitt played through. Lays it inside to Gold first time. It's an intelligent pass. He lays it to O'Donnell. Nesbitt, Butterworth. I mean, it would have been a goal of the season contender, that passing through the middle. Unfortunately, the effort's gone wide of the post. I'm going to bring in Maitland, I think, for Gold in this game and move Nesbitt to pressing forward. Elsewhere, O'Donnell on a booking isn't ideal. We'll bring in Jordan Fraser. And with my final change, I'm going to take our Fuad Sul and bring in Josh Eccles. Just to get some fresh legs into the midfield. We've had a lot of defending to do here. We've been on top in this game throughout. But at 1-0, it doesn't feel surefire, does it? Although, as this clock just trickles forward, I'm happy. It does feel surefire. Maybe. I say that. They've now got a free kick. Don't do it to me, Football Manager. 3 minutes left. Charlton need an equaliser here. Smith is going to take it. He steps up. He hits it. That free kick goes just over the crossbar. It was a moment for heroics. And with it, I think this is game over. It's 1-0 FC United. The ball is deep inside Charlton's half. We're on the attack. A second goal would be nice. Nesbitt's there. He heads over. It shouldn't matter in the grand context of things. We've won 1-0. We've done this a lot this year, haven't we, in live comms against some of the big teams around us. We're able to just grind out results. On this occasion, it was less of a grinding out of the result and almost a throwing away of the result, I feel like. We created so much going forward. Probably should have scored a few more. But with that win, we do go top of the table. We go 5 points clear of Charlton. We have a game in hand over Forest Green. Suddenly, we're in pole position. And elsewhere, Forest Green actually lost to Blackpool. Wow. I mean, as far as results could go our way, today's game week was as good as it could have been for us, in all honesty. That is an absolutely massive result for us. Nesbitt picks up man of the match. FC United, playoff bound. Wait, we've guaranteed a playoff spot. Things we love to see. Okay, well, here's the deal, everyone. There's 7 games left of the season. If we just look at the games we've got to end the year, I am going to have to do the games in reverse so my face cam doesn't block things. But we've got Barnsley in 11th, then Mansfield Town, then Blackpool, Burton, AFC Wimbledon, Colchester, Birmingham. Colchester and Birmingham could be games where it all comes down to those. I look at the other games, they should be straightforward. In all honesty, I'm not sure when we're going to come back next episode. We could be in a title fight, we could be battling for automatic promotion. I could have bottled it all completely and we're in the playoffs, desperately trying to catch up on the likes of Charlton and Forest Green. What I will say is, from this position, we've been amazing. If we somehow fail to get promoted, I would be massively gutted because I think we've played really, really well this year. The team is looking good. The squad's amazing. We are massively exceeding all expectations. The prospect of promotion somewhat terrifies me, but it's hard not to be a little bit excited by it all, isn't it? Anyway, guys, next time out, we are going to come back for the end of season live com. It could be the likes of Birmingham and Colchester. It could be coming back a little bit sooner if more matches feel like they have a load riding on them. Regardless, I hope to see you here bright and early on Tuesday for more. If you've enjoyed today's video, drop a like on it. And until next time, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.